It's just really, this presentation has been something beyond expectations, and I feel so very honored. Honored guests, Consul General, Rabbi Shoham, welcome, nice to have you here. Donald Fair, congratulations to you on being the Sports Personality of the Year. Thanks for hockey back in Montreal. That spirit is back in the city. I just want to say a word about the organizing committee. I won't take too long about it, but I've been involved in a lot of community organizations, and I have to tell you, the lay people and the professional staff have done such an unbelievable job. They work selflessly all the time to produce what I consider an amazing event, bringing athletes and media and friends and everybody to this event, and they really ought to be congratulated. They're wonderful people. In 1969, I had the privilege of marching into Ramat Gan Stadium, a suburb of Tel Aviv, for the 8th Maccabi Games. And the Canadian team marched in behind the flag very proudly, and I looked around and I had some feelings that I don't know where they came from, but they came, because I looked and I saw 45,000 cheering people in the stands. And I thought back and I said, we've been through the Inquisition, we've been through pogroms, we've been through the Holocaust, and here we were together, stronger than ever. And it was an event that, for me, I had said to myself, if this is so meaningful to me, I have to be able to make this possible for as many athletes to come and experience this as possible. And it's a very, very special event. 9,000 people, 9,000 athletes will be at Teddy Stadium this summer. If you can get to Israel, Israel isn't just for Jewish people, I can assure you. Jean Beliveau, who I consider one of the greatest people I've ever met in every respect, went with us twice to the Maccabi Games. And he's such a person for the athletes to look up to. I remember him going through the plane and talking to each and every athlete. And this is a man who really inspires so many other people. And Jacques Demers. Jacques was with us in '97. He was the gold medal winning coach. And he's another man who everybody can look up to and follow. I look around this room and I see many, many friends from various times in my life. I see people from Maccabi Canada. I see people from the Cummings Jewish Centre, golf buddies. Happy birthday, Howie. From business, softball, basketball. My friend the Taubers, who came up, a high school buddy, who came up from New York just for this event. And I have to tell you how proud I am and how meaningful it is for me to have all these friends. Because like everybody else, I've been through some tough times also in my life. And the people who are there are my friends at all times. People like Sam and Mo. Sam, I thank you so much for your presentation. I appreciate it very, very much coming from you. And it's very, very special for me to be here today with them. I feel so honored. I also would like to comment and talk a little about our athletes. The athletes who are here and have made us proud, from the Alouettes, from the Impact, from the Canadians. Over the years, you know, it's one thing to come into a community and perform in the athletic field. It's another to get involved with your community. And these people have gotten involved and they make us very proud. They're involved in charity work. You look at the newspaper, you see them at hospitals raising money for people who are in need. And I don't remember an occasion over the last many years where our athletes we weren't proud of our athletes. They make us very, very proud. Another thing about Israel, the Maccabean Games, the upcoming games, where there are going to be 9,000 people in Teddy Stadium in Jerusalem. It's a moment that if you see it, you'll never forget. The lights go out, everybody has a little flashlight in their hand, and the Hatikvah is sung. And if you've ever heard the Hatikvah sung in a special way, it's that opening ceremony. And really, there's a spirit in the air at that ceremony that says, Israel is strong, Israel has a wonderful future, Israel is providing scientific, medical information that's going to impact the entire world. And it also says that we're very strong. And when we say never again, that's exactly what we mean. I think we do learn from the times that we fall. We've all fallen at times. It's getting up that's really important. And people like Jean Beliveau show us that with tremendous courage. Somebody else in this room shows us that. Anthony Cavillo. It's very important that our young people have athletes like the ones who are here and the other athletes to look up to. Anybody who says that young people are uninfluenced by the athletes, I really have to disagree with. Just watch the look in their eyes when they come for autographs. These are the people that they respect, and it's so important that we have athletes like Anthony. I've seen him many times. I know the Owls have a good offensive line, but once in a while you get a blitz coming in there with a 250-pound linebacker with 4.7 40 speed, and he gets hit pretty hard. Always gets up, and there's no change on the expression on his face. And that situation holds true in his life, because when he and his wife were stricken with illness, the lessons that Anthony learned from being an athlete gave him the courage to get up and move ahead, and now he's back to full health. And that's a wonderful example for everybody else. You can get knocked down, my friends, but that's not the essence of the man. The essence of the man is when you get knocked down, you have to get up. And that's really what it's about. And that the young people here today, I think that's very important for you to know. I had in mind to go through this room, but I guess I'm speaking long enough already, and point out so many wonderful people. So many people who've done so much for this community. You know, I'm up here receiving an award and my name gets in the paper, but I want to tell you there are hundreds and hundreds of volunteers in this community who spend so much time and effort helping other people, and their names never get in the headlines, they never come up to a platform like I did. But nevertheless, they have to be respected because of the wonderful work that they do. And it's so good to be in this Montreal community. It's just the greatest community in the world, there's no question. And we have to know that we have to help the others who can't help themselves, and that's the mark of a community. We go on with our lives, but we can't forget there are people out there suffering, and we must take care of them. Susan's winking at me, but I'm almost through. On a few personal notes, there are a few athletes here today. I know I'm going to leave out people, but I'll just mention a few: Leon Alfassi and Bob Luxembourg and Bill Ijo, Teddy Miller. These are people who are athletes, competed in the Maccabea Games. It's easy to come home and say, well, it's been a great trip, but the reality is they give back. They're working with our kids and they're doing wonderful work. Mark Rutenberg and his family. Mark almost single-handedly sent the hockey team there in 1997. And his sons are working out to make sure that other people get there. From the Y, Ian Copper does tremendous work. There's a ceremony in his honor working with the camps very soon. He's past president. Because I'm talking about Maccabea, but the Y has been also a very important part of my life. Harvey and Rosalind Wolf, right there. I don't think you will find a couple in Canada who has done more for Israel than Harvey and Rosalind. And he is one of my closest friends. And I'm just about there. Loretta and Nancy, also wonderful Maccabi people and good friends. And Mo Ross, you've been my real friend for many years, and I appreciate that very much. You've been there at all times, and you're really a good guy. So I'll come to a finish now, and I'd just like to say that I'm 76 years old, but I still feel young at heart. And I call my special lady my girlfriend. And that's Benita. Some of you know her as Benny. And she has been a wonderful person in my life. And she's been in my corner every step of the way. And I thank you, Benny, for all that. Last but not least is my beautiful daughter Jill, who's right now, you look for her she's doing some freelance writing, and I'm very proud that she's spending a lot of her time working with the SPCA in a very special division. They take care of animals who really nobody wants, and she's collecting funds to make sure that some of these animals find homes. And Jill, I appreciate your courage and everything that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Mesdames et Messieurs, the committee, I thank you. I can't thank you enough for the presentation that you're making to me. I feel so honored to be here amongst you, to receive this award. And I just thank you really very, very much. This day will stay with me forever.
Years old, I would still vote for Roy Salomon if he ran for office. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to